Hi, I'm Allison Tupperwine. 6 years ago, I got divorced. And in the 2.5 months between my separation and the divorce, we had to sell our home. I had to say goodbye to the walls of my daughter's room that I painted butterflies and flowers. I had to close the door to the renovations that I had made to make my mark on this home. And I had to sell memories, sell belongings, sell things that equaled an unhappy life. And I had to embark on a new adventure with my daughter that resulted in moving back in with my dad and being very humbled. So while I was going through this really low point in my life, and I cleaned and gave the keys to the new owners, I came back that night to my dad's house, my new home, and there were boxes and stuff everywhere. I went from a 4-bedroom home to now a 1-bedroom suite, and that had to be sufficient. And I'm grateful and so incredibly blessed because I had so much compared to so many others. But to say that it was a low point in my life would be an understatement. I was facing this reality of what am I going to do? What do you want from me? And about 2.5 months after my divorce, then I got diagnosed with Parkinson's. So it was that night in September where I handed over the keys. I cleaned all I could possibly clean. And I was laying asleep in my dad's house. My dad has a ranch, he lives in the country, and so to say that certain critters aren't around would just be silly. It's just a practical part of life. Sometimes bugs, roaches, mice happen. So in the middle of the night, I'm awoke to rustling in this box. And I wake up and I think to myself, rustling in a box. This is not just a bug. So I flip on the light and I have a 1-to-1 stare down with a mouse. He pops out of the bag and our eyes connect. And we have this lock of eyes and we're looking at each other. And I'm looking at him and he's looking at me. And I'm like, not today. Not today. I've given all that I possibly can. I've cleaned. I've mourned. I've said goodbye. Not today. Can you steal what little joy that I have in my life? And I'm thinking, if I get up, it's going to run and then I'll never find it. And then I'll drive myself nuts because I'll never find it. So what am I going to do with this mouse? So as I'm laying in bed, I just have this stare down. It continues. He's looking at me, I'm looking at him. And for about 10 minutes, we stared at each other. Our breaths matched, our eyes locked. And then I watched as he ran under the bed. Now, I am the quintessential girl when it comes to bugs, rodents, and snakes. I normally scream. I normally panic. And I watched the mouse run under the bed. And I'm looking around the bed. And for like 2 minutes, he remains under the bed. And I'm thinking, what am I going to do? And then about 2 minutes go by, and I watched him scurry out the door. Still in the house, but into another room. And at that moment, you would think, okay, go downstairs, grab a broom, kill it, try and find it. At that moment, I turned off the light, I laid back down, and I slept better than I have in a very long time. I made a choice at that moment. You are so low, you cannot fight this battle. And I built my first boundary. When he ran out the door, I said goodbye to fear. And I said, okay, let's bring it. Let's do this. Some of you are straddling the bed of fear. And you're at max capacity. First, you need to give yourself some grace, which someone very dear to me reminded me of this morning. You can't do it all in the life that we live in. I'm struggling right now, as we speak, with just being a mom in today's society. And I'm beating myself up. And I'm straddling that bed of fear. And I was reminded today that I need to create a boundary. I need to give myself grace. I need to remember that I'm doing the very best that I can. And the rest, I just have to look up and say, take it. Every day that you wake up and you fight the battle of life, you are winning, my friend. May you have hope. May you give yourself grace. And may you know that you are amazing.